y'all, this is Silenx and you're watching episode 10 of Let's Learn How to Build Static Websites and Make Our Life Less Stupid Than It Was. I should stop improvising the name. I don't know why I don't even remember my own place's name. I put it there, so I should remember it, but I don't anymore. Anyway, in today's episode, we're going to be going through entire CSS font shit. From text, like all the CSS that includes text and fonts and everything like that. I'll go through all over that right now in this episode. Now, because I know I won't remember a shit, that's why I've written all of it inside of my OneNote diary or page, whatever you want to call it. And this has all of the topics that we're gonna do today. This is also gonna help me when I'll write the thumbnail, because the thumbnail will also have all of these information. Anyway, without any further ado, let's get straight into it. Now, the first thing comes here, text color. And I'm pretty sure I've told you about text colors, but we're gonna do that again. Now, what I'm gonna do is pretty quickly do my boilerplate. I'm gonna link my style sheet. These are the things I've already told you, not gonna talk about them again. Style sheet linked. Now I'm gonna make a h1 tag. I'm gonna say hello. And then I'm gonna go to CSS. I'm gonna give it a class. I'm gonna say heading. Then I'll copy this head class and paste it here. And I'm gonna open this with live server, which is something you should know by now. Let my browser just open it. Okay, it did. I don't know why I closed it in the first place. My browser was open. Anyway, so hello is in here. What I will do is I will give this thing a color of plum. I like this color. No, maybe dark blue. It will look cooler. Now you can see using this color tag, which is text color, which means color is text color, okay? You can give color to text as whatever you want. Now remember, this color only works on text. So if I don't have text in here, this color won't work. I'll just remove the text and show you them. Now see, there is no color because obviously I'm stupid. There is no text to show color on. Anyway, yeah, so the first thing is pretty much done. The second thing is text alignment. Now, I told you, let me just get this text a border. Border is something I've already told you about. Solid red. So you see, it takes the entire width. Now, if I do text align, then you have a lot of options. Why am I saying options? It's not a word. So you have a lot of options in here. First is center, which will, of course, centerize the text. Then in the entire width it's taking, if the width was like 50% of this, it would have come in like center automatically. Anyway, if you do this like left, then it will go in left. If you do this right, it'll go in right. If you do justify, it will justify itself. And now we have more options like end, start. Start will go into start, end will go into end. It's pretty much the same thing, but yeah, in different words, I guess. If you don't want to type right, because right has a lot of words, you can just go end. It works the same, but I'm gonna do it center for now. Now we have done text align as well. It's quite quick, you know. Now the next thing to check out is text decoration itself. Text decoration is gonna be a little bit bigger than both of these thingies. Text decoration is a big thing to learn. It's not super difficult, so don't worry about that. Now all you have to do is type text decoration, okay? And then do either underline or do overline, okay? I'm gonna do underline first. It just gave it an underline of the same color as it was. So yeah, pretty cool. But what if I want to make this underline like maybe, let's check out some options. So it has options like dash, dotted, double. If I do it double, it will create double underline. Let me just zoom it for you so you can see it clearly. It will just zoom, it will create double underline. If I do it dashed, then it will make a dashed underline. If I do it, I'm sure there's a wavy option. This is my favorite type of underline, by the way. I end up using it quite a lot, and you have a lot of options like line through, which means it will cross a line like this. Let me show you how it will. This is line through. If I remove this underline, it will still exist. This line through thingy, it just cuts thing through. I don't know how you say it, but yeah. And then you have solid over. If you do overline, this is a underline like above the text, of course. course. That should be like pretty much obvious. And there are a lot of things. Solid means it's like just solid. It won't do anything unless you. Solid is type of a property. Even in borders, solid is a property. If I remove solid, the border won't be visible. You have to put solid, which says it's a solid thing and it should be visible. I'm gonna do underline just so you know. I'm gonna go through it one more time. Dashed means the underline or line, whatever it is, will be dashed. Dotted will be circles, and dotted. Double, it will be double. The lines will be double. Line through means cutting a line, cutting a word from in between. None means nothing. So whenever you have an underline, if you want to remove it, you do text decoration none, which means nothing. Overline is like underline but above the word. Solid is just a property which makes it visible. Solid is necessary. Underline is an underline, of course. And wavy is a type of line which is like zigzag, zigzag, which I just showed you. So this is text decoration. Now comes the text transformation, and this is quite small. You won't take more than 15 seconds to learn this. Text transformation simply means transforming this text. So what I can do is I can go down here. I can type text transformation. Text transform. This feels like a tongue twister. I don't know why. If I press and capitalize and then save this, you will see that there's absolutely no difference. But why there isn't? Because capitalize, what it does is it capitalizes the first word of the word. It capitalizes the first character of the word. If I here change the capital H to a small h, this will still say the capital H because we have provided the text transform capitalize. If I like comment this out, you will see it become small, but if you do capitalize, it will make it like properly capitalized by grammar thingy, because in grammar, if you want to capitalize, you actually just capitalize the first character of a word. So yeah. And if I do text transform lowercase, this will put everything in lowercase as you see. And if I do none, it will do nothing. It will let it stay the way it was. So yeah, that's all text transform is. So next thing is text spacing. Now text spacing includes letter spacing and word spacing. I should put this like beneath this thing. Let me just do that real quick. Why I cannot do it? Okay, because these two, word spacing and letter spacing, are a part of text spacing. I'm going to show you how they actually work. So what I can do right now, I can do letter spacing, and I can give it some pixel value, and you see the letters are now spaced up. That's pretty easy. And now for the word spacing, we will have to write more than one word. I'll write hello world. Maybe I don't like the space between these two. Maybe I want to decrease it. So what I'm going to do is, maybe I want to increase it. I'll do word spacing, and I'll do 50 pixels. And then they'll just go away from each other, like too far away. And you can also give negative values, which will decrease the space between them. If I do negative 100, they will just do something. Yeah. Anyway, so these were two things which are part of like text spacing. One is letter spacing and one is word spacing. Letter spacing gives spacing between letters in a word, and word spacing gives spaces between words. Yeah, that's all. That's all for text spacing. Now, the next thing is text shadow. Now, this is some really crazy shit going on here because this is going to be a really, really cool part of CSS, and I'm really excited to teach it. So let's get straight into it. So now we're going to talk about text shadow. I had to go somewhere. That's why there's a cut in the video. Anyway, so now I'm going to do text shadow. And I'm going to tell you how to do it. Now, if you want your text to have a brilliant kind of shadow, what I'm actually going to do is give this text a shadow of red color. And what I'm going to do is 2 pixels, and then red. And then you see it has a red shadow. Now, what these 2 pixel and 2 pixel means, this one is like the horizontal shadow, and this one is the vertical shadow. If I change this one, you will see that it changed horizontally, and if I change this one to like 10, it will change vertically. Yeah, so you can play around with this. And if you want them to be like, if you want them to have a really cool blur, what you can do is you can add a third number you can call like 5 pixel. So first parameter is the horizontal offset of the text shadow. The second parameter is the vertical offset. The third parameter is how much blur you want, and the fourth parameter is what color blur you actually want. Now, to be honest, personally, I never ever make shadows like this. What I actually do is I actually go to this website, which is Text Glow. I'll leave a link to this website in my description where you can do this. Go to this website. You can search on Google, like you can just simply search a CSS text shadow generator, and then you can generate a text shadow from here. I use this website because I'm too lazy to write a text shadow myself. To be honest, you should write if you're a newbie, and if you like are a really old developer, then it doesn't really matter because you already are suffering a lot. You don't need to have to do that. It automatically gives you a RGBA value, which is kind of helpful. So yeah, there are four values that go into text shadow, which is the first one is horizontal, the second one is vertical, the third one is blur, and the fourth one should be red or any kind of color. So yeah, that was text shadow, and text shadow is quite cool. You use them in a lot of places. We will be using it at some point in life, hopefully, if I live that long. Said. Anyway, so we're gonna talk about font size and family. Now, we have already talked about font size before. Uh, I don't know why my accent changed so much. Anyway, if I do font size, and I do 10 pixels, then it will become smaller because it was already bigger than 10 pixels. I'm gonna do 50 pixels. Now it's big enough, okay? What I'm trying to show you is when you do font family, it shows you a lot of things. Like there are a lot of fonts in your computer saved. These are the fonts in my computer. Your computer might have a lot of them. Your computer might have more of them, so you can get those, I guess. But yeah, these are the fonts in my PC. I'm gonna use this one. And you can see the font changed. Now one short trick that I want to tell you. If you just do font, you can type the how much size the font should have, what kind of font it will be. All the cursive is in a font that I have in my PC right now. But what you can do is basically you can type font, then you can give a size, you can give a font family. So yeah, that's how you use font size and font family. And let me tell you, if you're not satisfied with all of the fonts that you have in your PC, what you can do is you can go to this website called Google Fonts, and you can open this website, and there are a lot of fonts. I'll tell you in some further episodes how to import these fonts. These are quite cool fonts. You can use them in your own project. And if you're building like a really big project, then they might actually work. Yeah. So, yeah, of course. Yeah. I don't know why I said yeah that much times. So, yeah, that was all you have for font. Font has a lot of crazy things like it no, it doesn't really have a lot of crazy things. You can choose how much bold a thing is. You can choose italic, large, the size, large, larger, medium, and smaller. These are the predefined size that CSS has, and you can choose a lot of other things as well. This is like XL large, X small, XL small, X super XL large, super XL small. Yeah, these type of things. And rather than that, you don't need to know anything about font. You will be always playing with font size, font family, and yeah, which can be anything. If I give it this, maybe looks cool enough. So yeah, these are the things that in this episode I told you about. I taught you about. So yeah, you should know all of these properties by now, and if you could understand, then it's absolutely okay. If you couldn't, you can go back in the video. It's not a thing of shame that you couldn't understand some things. It's absolutely normal when you learn new things. There is a really big chance that you like just will get overwhelmed pretty quickly. So if you're feeling like that, let me tell you, I am a pretty bad learner. Like, I can't remember a shit, okay? I cannot remember anything. If you tell me something in the morning, I'll forget it by like noon. So what I do is try to understand most of the things, try to understand the concepts. Like if I want to give an underline, of course, it will be something related to text, right? I just type text and then I type different things like I type underline, and then Visual Studio Code automatically gives me the suggestion that you should use decoration. So yeah, don't worry. You don't have to remember any of this. You just have to understand what they do. Because if I use them, you should know what they actually are doing. So yeah, that was all for this video. I don't know what I'm gonna do in the next video. I'm gonna plan that out. So I'm gonna meet you in the next episode. Till then, take care of us, family. Silenx signing off.